Good morning, my little nerds. I am Dr. Shereene Idriss, a cosmetic dermatologist based in New York City, and welcome to my YouTube channel, where we have a new video every Saturday morning and we cover a topic du jour. Usually I get these topics from the comment sections below, so please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can read them to figure out what it is we need to discuss next week all together. So this week, my nerds, we are going to be doing a Sunscreen Beauty Awards. We need some applause because we are entering this season. Memorial Day is fast approaching, and every Memorial Day, there's a ton of articles out there that are all fear-mongering articles that are supposed to scare the bejesus out of you not to use sunscreen. But we are not scared because sun and UV is a proven carcinogenic risk factor, all right? Now, that has been established, that link has been proven, the data and the science is there, so we are going to use sunscreen. But not all sunscreens are created equal, because in order to pick the right sunscreen, it depends really on three things. Number one, your skin type. Number two, your lifestyle. Are you a couch potato or you are a Energizer bunny running around? And number three, your skin tone. Because at the end of the day, if the sunscreen is not cosmetically elegant enough for you to use, I don't blame you that you don't want to use it. And this is coming from a dermatologist. So let's try to find the right one for you. Starting with oily skin. Let's go. Number one has come from all of you guys, from social media, from Instagram, from TikTok, and it is the Beauty of Joshan. Now, I am very skeptical because how does this baby only cost $10? I do not know, but I'm going to show you guys. I put sunscreen today on my face and my neck. Now, I have a UV camera. This is not going to measure exactly the amount of sun protection it offers, but I just want to see if is it just a moisturizer or is this actually a sunscreen. So as you could see here, and I'm going to screen record on my phone, my face is very well covered. We take care of the moneymaker, always. My neck, a little bit better. My chest was slightly neglected. So I have a lot of sun damage because I used to burn. As a kid, I used to be out in the sun. Let's see if I go like that. I'm going to take some of this guy. I'm not using the full right amount, but I just want to see if it really, oh, and there it goes. It's not just a moisturizer, this is actually a sunscreen. So, interessante. The Beauty of Joshan gets my approval. You saw it here first. It is a beautiful hybrid sunscreen. It is a mix of chemical and physical sunscreen. It is a broad spectrum, both UVA and UVB, and it has no HA in it, which makes it a win-win-win-win-win. And it is very, very lightweight and not greasy. So if you are oily and you don't want to be using anything that is going to be sitting and blocking your skin, then the Beauty of Joshan is a winner for you. Plus, what I love about this one, and the one I'm about to tell you guys about, is that it is PA++++, 4 pluses. Now, the PA system was a system that was implemented in Japan. There are 5 countries in the world that actually test for UVA, including Japan, the US, the UK, Australia, and Germany. And it allows you to see the level of protection that you're getting from UVA. When you're looking for a sunscreen, you definitely want one that covers for both UVA and UVB. Now, most sunscreens will baseline cover for UVB, but not necessarily UVA. And UVA is aging. So if you're doing it for vanity's sake, make sure there's a PA++++ system. Plus means some coverage, plus means moderate, plus means good, and now recently there's a 4+, which just came out. It's very rare to find. It's not as mainstream, but it's like above and beyond. Moving on to dry skin. So your skin is dry, it's always parched, you're just looking to lock in moisture, and sunscreen doesn't seem to help. So you're putting in the moisturizer, you put in your sunscreen on top, and all of a sudden you look ashy. I have a sunscreen for you. It is La Roche-Posay's Toleriane. Their double repair face moisturizer with SPF 30. It has ceramides in it and a little bit of niacinamide, but the ceramides are going to be your BFF to lock in your hydration. Now, this guy is a chemical sunscreen, fully chemical. It is not a hybrid at all, but it's broad spectrum. So it covers for both UVA and UVB. I like this one. I use it on top of a moisturizer in winter. because I personally am dry. But if you are oily and it is summertime, you just need this. You do not need a moisturizer. You put this on, you're ready to go. Your skin is taken care of. So I absolutely love it. As you guys can see over here, it has a very nice texture that doesn't leave any sort of, not that you will see any white cast on me because I am Casper the Ghost, but any residue on your skin. The other one that I really discovered just now that I really like, not just now, but now with Spheres, is the one by Perito. Now, Perito had a huge scandal approximately 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, that their sunscreen did not add up to the testing, and it did not prove to be SPF. I think it was like a crazy one. I'm making it up, like 80 something. It was maybe SPF 30 in testing. So they went back to the drawing board and recreated a sunscreen, and they have now their SPF 50. And they've published the data on their website supporting the actual clinical studies backing this guy up. So if you're super dry, I would say you put this baby on top of your moisturizer. If you have combination skin, this guy might just be enough to do the trick for you. It is an extremely, extremely silky product, and it is a beautiful, lightweight moisturizer as well. So I actually do really like this. I actually really do like this particular product to do the 2-in-1. Plus it retails for 14 bucks. So you really can't go that wrong with it. Love it. The other thing that I think is interesting is that they say SPF 50 plus. So they've proven actually that it's probably a little bit higher than 50 when they tested it, but the one that they always came back to, there was at least SPF 50. So you may be getting a little bit more than SPF 50, which is always a win-win for everyone. So that one is by Perito. Now, moving on to the sensitive souls out there. I myself am dry, but I'm also a sensitive soul when it comes to my skin. I may have thick skin, but my skin itself is a sensitive little biatch. And therefore, whenever I test the sunscreen, I usually like rub it all over my face and around my eyes on purpose to see if my eyes blow up. True story, I was driving once on the highway, had to pull over because my eyes turned beet red. I have contacts in. I always keep a bottle of contact lens solution next to the driver's seat. And I had to like rinse my eyes out because it was so bad. So I understand people who are very, very sensitive. If you're very sensitive, opt for a physical sunscreen, at least in the US, because the US filters are just not as good as the ones that you can find abroad, like the ones by Perito and the ones by the Beauty of Joseon. Joseon. I keep butchering how you say that. Joseon. So the ones I like that are physical filters. This one is not for all skin tones. It is one by Dr. Jart called Every Sun Day. Love the name. It is a zinc and titanium one, if I am not mistaken. And it is a completely mineral-based sunscreen. It does have, and this is very little that I put on, you're gonna be putting way more than this, a white kind of casty residue to it, but it is very, very, it doesn't leave like a tacky powdery residue behind like a lot of sunscreens do. And that is why I like it, because for a physical sunscreen not to leave a tacky residue behind, like a powdery one, it's kind of hard to find. But I love this guy. It just came out. It is a beautiful product to keep in your car, in your sports bag if you are running around. It's waterproof, not sweatproof. Sweatproof also actually doesn't mean much. You do have to keep on reapplying every 2 hours. I also love, and this is an OG for me, SkinCeuticals. Now, SkinCeuticals has their Physical Fusion UV Defense. You do need to shake it. It has a little thing inside. I will show you how lightweight this guy is. So always 2 to 2.5 fingers. I'm only gonna, ooh, it just comes out. No joke, it just comes out. It is very lightweight, all right? Almost like too lightweight. It kind of feels initially oily when you put it on, but, and I have Kleenex next to me, the good news is it absorbs very, very, very fast. And so you don't end up feeling it long run. It's kind of, it honestly comes out a little bit like water. The first time I used it, I was kind of taken aback by it, but over the years, I have really trusted and grown to love this one. It has never bothered my eyes. I like the tinted one, even though it's not for all skin tones, more than the white one, because sometimes I even get a white cast lightly. I don't really get any sort of cast or anything weird left behind on my skin with this guy. Finally, so we went through all the skin types. Let's talk about lifestyle. Best sunscreen for, you're late to the SPF game. Better late than never. Yes, you probably and most likely, most definitely have sun damage, but you want to start. You want to use a sunscreen that's not only protecting you, but that's also helping to reverse some of the damage that you most definitely have accumulated. And my vote goes to Isdin. It also has a roller inside. The Isdin Erifotona Actinica Ultralight Emulsion is one of my favorite ones because it has a special technology that helps to reverse some of that actinic damage, which means sun damage. So if you are somebody who is late to the game but is looking for a sunscreen, this is a mineral sunscreen 100%. It is a broad spectrum one. It is also a little bit lightweight. Now when it has that little thing, and I'm going to shake it again for you guys, it means that there probably is some form of a powdery emulsion underneath that needs to get constantly shaken into the formula. And most of the sunscreens that you hear this sound with tend to be more runny and more lightweight and watery in nature. And so this guy I really like. They also have a tinted one. I always opt for the tinted one, even though it doesn't match my tint, because at least I can blend that in. White casts are just harder to blend in. Which leads me then to boom, 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 the best sunscreen under makeup. Now, I have interviewed a lot of makeup artists on Pillow Talk Derm One Night Stand, which is a series when I interview founders and people behind the beauty industry. And no joke, 9 out of 10 have said they don't put any sunscreen when they put makeup on their clients. And when I ask them why, they tell me it's because the sunscreen often reflects a weird cast or shadowing. I tell them they haven't done their due diligence because they're probably talking about physical sunscreens. And not all chemical sunscreens obviously have that cast. The reasons we have chemical sunscreens is because some of them offer a lot broader spectrum coverage. They're more cosmetically elegant, and therefore you're going to use them on most skin tones and regardless of your lifestyle. So one of my favorite ones, the OG to the G to the G to the G to the G, is Glow Screen. I have been a fan of Glow Screen since I've met it. I look like a beautiful disco ball. I love it. Whenever I use it, it just gives me enough definition. Sometimes I'll even use, like, let's say the Beauty of Joshan underneath my makeup, do my makeup, then take a little bit just like this and tap, tap, tap to the high beams of my face. Not to say that I'm reenacting Gwyneth Paltrow, because my face is fully covered with sunscreen, as you guys saw in the UV camera. But I just use this because it is very pretty to add on. Plus, having extra coverage on the high points of your face is always a good idea, because those are the places on your face that attract sun. So, just showing you guys, a lot of times, this is what I do. Literally, just like this. On top of my makeup, on top of the sunscreen that I've already applied. That's not to say, though, you cannot use this all over your face, underneath your makeup, which I also do. The reason I don't do it as much is I have sensitive eyes. And this stuff, when it comes into my eyes, it does burn a little bit. So if you're sensitive and a high makeup user, just be careful. You might want to use this how I just did, a little bit on the high points of your face. But if you're not sensitive, go wild. I'm envious. You can put this all over your face and put makeup on top, and you have a beautiful luminosity that comes through. J'adore. Now, a patient of mine recently showed me this guy. Full disclosure, I have not played with this guy at all. I've tested it on Tiffany because I wanted to see if this mineral sunscreen also looks good on darker skin types. And she fell in love with it. She actually uses it, and she says she uses it as a base for her makeup as well. She is much darker than this. Tiff, can you come so I could show? But she says it blends in. The one negative of this is that it has HA. But my point is, if you have no HA in the rest of your skincare routine, definitely you can use this guy. You're not gonna shrivel up, okay? As long as HA is limited to one step of your skincare routine at most. Now, I wanted to show them because I've told them how you become a convert with this. It's clearly not her skin tone, and it is a little runny. You do have to shake it. Sorry, Tiff. Your watch is a little tight. Okay, hold on. Gotta loosen up that watch, girl. Okay, done.
Hey.
But she loves it. She also has very soft skin.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's a zinc oxide sunscreen, and you guys can hear that little roller thing inside as well. So this one was a patient of mine, who was actually an Indian patient of mine, who told me about this particular sunscreen. They're obsessed with it. Tiffany's obsessed with it. Now, the last one for makeup that I really love is Laura Mercier. I did a TikTok in which I said how I got my skin going from this to this, and someone said foundation. I don't wear foundation. I hate the feeling of foundation. The most I'll use is a little concealer under my eyes, and then I usually put a little bit of this on top. And this is Laura Mercier's Tinted SPF. Now, you can use the full 2.5 finger lengths to cover your whole face and neck, but it's so pretty, it's so sheer, it's so lightweight, and they have them in a variety of different tones, so nobody is excluded from the game. So I really do like Laura Mercier's Tinted SPF, and they just came up with their natural skin illuminator, which has a little bit of pearl, so it gives a little bit of the glow that the glow screen does. So that one is for all the makeup users. And how now are we gonna reapply sunscreens? So best sunscreens for reapplication. And this one is a favorite category of mine because this one gets a lot of hate, and it is the sunscreen powders. Why does it get a lot of hate? Because a lot of the science nerds out there are like, well, it's not gonna give you the full coverage. I completely agree. I would never rely on an SPF powder to get the full coverage. But if you're a girl, or you're a boy, or you're whatever, and in between, who's on the go and just wants to get some coverage, at least something is better than nothing. And if you've done your base in the morning, but you're going from meeting to meeting or shopping from store to store or doing errand to errand, and you want a little bit of something, an SPF powder can definitely give you that extra coverage that you need. Plus, in the summertime, it does dab off some of the oil that you produce. I'm not gonna lie. I love this one by Tarte. It is their See, Set, and Correct Broad Spectrum SPF 30 because I think they have the best applicator. It is a click, 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 and then you can see it dusting all over, okay? Now, this one is a great one, especially if your scalp shows, you know, especially if you're balding up there a little bit, and also if you're a makeup wearer and just needs a little bit of something on the go. Supergoop also has one called the Resetting one. Theirs is cool because it comes, if I can do this correctly, you can twist it to open and close, okay, fine. But this dude down here is a refillable one. And I don't know how to do it. Well, you guys will figure it out. This guy pops down, pops up. Once this is refillable, you can wash the brush. So that is also cool, but it is harder to get the powder out. You do have to kind of shake, 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 shake. So those are two SPF powders that I really like when you are on the go. The Supergoop one comes in 4 shades. There's translucent, light, medium, and deep. Are they perfect? Probably not. But is a little something better than nothing? Abso-effing-lutely. Always, 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 always. Give me something. I'd rather have something than have absolutely zero, right? Okay. All the athletes out there, the people who are not necessarily my people, I wish I were an athlete. I am envious of all of you guys. I keep trying to work out. It is not working out for me. But all of the athletes, the ones who work out, the ones who swim, the ones who run, and the ones who lay out in the sun. And I did not do that on purpose to rhyme, but I have, maybe in my next life, I'm going to become a rapper. Venus Williams. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't roll your eyes. Another celebrity skincare. But the woman is a tennis player. It only makes sense that she has an SPF and that she's promoting an SPF. So I don't have beef with that. Plus, they sent me this. Full disclosure, this was a PR sent. I love how they sent it. If she sells it in these, she's an effing winner. I don't think she will be selling it in these. I think you guys will only be receiving them in this, which is sad. Because if I saw this at a Sephora or at an Ulta or at a Target, you know your ass I would have bought it because I won the tennis ball and I would have thought I got it for free. Okay, so 11 by Venus Williams. Hers is called Game Set Match. Great name. It is a broad spectrum SPF 50, UVA, UVB. It is a physical one. So, not necessarily for all skin tones, but a really nice one for when you're out and about. And I'm really curious to hear, this is a brand new sunscreen that just came out, guys. And I'm curious to hear what you guys think about this. My guess is that it's gonna leave a white cast in darker skin tones, which, you know, I hope she reformulates or does it better for darker skin tones. But if you are on the fairer side, it's a really nice one if you lead an active lifestyle. Plus, it absorbs very quickly from what I have felt since testing it out. I also love the glow screen for the body, for all of the ones who are sitting in the pool or by the beach who shouldn't be, who are laying out there. Let your body at least glow with the glow screen for your body. Supergoop also has one called Play, which is a great one. But again, you need to reapply, especially if you're sweating or jumping in and out of a pool, because it is not, nothing is sweat proof or sweat resistant. It's not gonna stay on your skin despite all the sweating, especially if you're working out hard and sweating a lot. But these are two great body ones. And best reapplication for body, if you're an avid runner or an athlete or a mom on the go and you don't have time to sit down to moisturize everything, I don't hate on aerosolized sunscreens. I don't use them on my face because I don't want to inhale them, but I don't hate on them for the body. But my issue with them is that most people just go, that's not how you want to apply at all. You want to hold it close to your arm and really see it. Okay, now I didn't overspray because my clothes are gonna be a hot mess and I'm surprising my husband tonight with a birthday party, and this is why I fixed myself today. So that is also why I've been a little bit not so generous showing you guys the product, because I'm wearing a white shirt, I have patient care, and I have a birthday party tonight. But this guy, I love the scent. I don't care what you guys say about fragrance. This takes me to a tropical Hawaiian vacation. They also have a spray mineral sunscreen, which looks white. It is not cosmetically elegant, but I love it when I'm at the beach because I can see where I've applied it on my body, and it eventually disappears. And most people can't see the details of your body anyway, like they're looking at your face. At least you would hope not, because that would be creepy. But this one is a great one for body reapplication, for the athletes, for the moms out there who don't have time to reapply, and for the ones who just don't have the patience to reapply. I love it. Just don't apply it next to your face so much, and make sure you're spraying it close to your body to get the right amount. And last, los niños, les enfants, l'ouled, the kids, the pequeñitos, the little ones. You guys are gonna call me cruel, but I love a sunscreen to look white like Casper the Ghost on my kids, regardless of your skin tone, because at least you know you've covered them. And if you have kids, you know that they're squiggly little worms. You're like putting your foot over them, putting your arm, you're literally fighting them to get the sunscreen on, that you want to know you at least applied it correctly. Because as a kid myself, I've had bad burns on my back because my mom thought she put the sunscreen on it, or so she claims, but my back burns, I would get like random burns on my arm because it wasn't put correctly. So the kids' skin, you really just want to protect them. They're not vain. They don't care how they're perceived at such a young age. So cover them up. Maybe my kids will be in therapy in 30 years, most likely, but I cover them up. And I use Think Baby because it's not elegant. This is not elegant. This is not one you want to use if you are a fashionista, skinanista. But if you are a person who is paranoid about your kids and you want to make sure that they have beautiful skin for their own future, I use this guy because it is so obvious when you apply it, and it takes forever for it to disappear. I even look like a ghost. My kids do too, and one day they will thank me for it, even though they may not realize it now. So that is the one that I really like. It is 20% zinc oxide. It's non-nanoparticle. It is literally just zinc, and it covers for both UVA and UVB. Very interesting. And obviously with kids, I also make them wear a hat, I make them wear the UPF guards, and I really make sure that they look like the freaks of the neighborhood, because I'm their mom and their mom's a dermatologist. So that is the sunscreen award roundup. I hope you guys enjoyed it with me on this lovely Saturday morning, and I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend ahead. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments below. This is a community where we help each other, where we help each other grow, we help each other learn, we give each other advice, and you ask me questions that we can all answer together the next week. Have a beautiful Saturday.